bubble. So plenty to get through, a lot of corporate data. Let's speak to Cornelia Meyer. She's the Chief Executive of Meyer Resources in the newsroom for us. I just want to pick up on that AstraZeneca deal, because it's been dominating the headlines today, not only for the business world but the politicians too, about whether this deal will get the go-ahead, particularly now the politicians are involved.
Well, I think that that's very interesting, and in my view, it would be good for the politicians to sort of bud out and let it up to management. Why Pfizer wants to do the deal is very clear to me. They have a lot of cash outside of the US that they would need to repatriate and tax, and if they don't want to repatriate and tax, they need to do something. Also, they have a very weak product pipeline, and AstraZeneca for the next 3 years does not have the strongest of pipelines, but after that their cancer immunity drugs are coming online, and that will be real blockbusters.
Now, it's interesting if you look at the difference between the reaction of perhaps the French towards their national industries and the British, and it's a very different reaction. We've seen the protective interests come into play in France when it came to deals like Alstom, but then yet in AstraZeneca's case, perhaps the politicians preparing to let it go.
Yes, but I think we are a liberal economy. We are not a state-led economy. And the French, they have their national champions, and it has done little for their economy. Also, there's one little difference in terms of strategic importance, defense importance. Alstom does nuclear steam turbines for nuclear power plants. So the French can say we have 70% of our electricity infrastructure is nuclear. A lot of that is powered by steam turbines from Alstom, so there is a security concern.
Now let's turn our attention to Barclays. Banking in the spotlight again. 5% fall in income at its investment bank. Hit by that, but of course that's been the bit that's been in the spotlight for misbehaving.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they have paid out these, said they want to pay out these humongous bonuses earlier on last month, and they were criticized for that. And now we see that where they want to pay out the bonuses in the investment bank and fixed income, they have really done badly. Fixed income has gone down by 40-something%, and the investment bank by 28%. The other banking, the normal corporate banking side and the retail side, have done well, though.
Now, again, Balfour Beatty, it's not often we can talk about a stock that's lost 20% of its value in one day after hearing that chief exec is going to quit. And what really surprised me about this, Cornelia, was the fact that actually we talk about a lot of the house builders doing really well at the moment, particularly as a result of Help to Buy, but not the case in Balfour Beatty.
Well, but you see what Balfour Beatty is really strong at, and when you look at what they do is they do these big public-private partnerships, these PPPs, big infrastructure projects. But then again, there's been a lot of infrastructure spent in the UK, and they're in many, many markets. It's claimed that their management and execution was a little bit weak. In terms of housing, they do commercial real estate and social projects, so they're not quite in that space, but still, they are in a space that was where there's a lot of spend. And if you look going forward how much the UK government is intending to spend, surely they ought to do better.
And I just want to touch on the exchange rate, because we've seen the pound-dollar rate rising to very close to that crucial 170 level, particularly as a result of this good news that we've had in terms of the service sector in the UK, strongest performance of the year, and that's crucial because it accounts for such a large part of our economy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially if you look at the southeast, London, we are all about service. We're all about financial industry and so on. So yes, and we had a PMI that was above 53%, which is absolutely brilliant.
OK, Cornelia, thank you so much for explaining all of that for us. Cornelia Meyer there, the Chief Executive of Meyer Resources. Thank you for your time.